Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to another video. And today we're going to talk about the song I Surrender Me, which is a healing song. Now, for those who are new here, hello. My name is Emily Sparkle, and I'm an artist. And what I'm doing in those videos, I explain the lyrics I wrote so you could have the information between the lines, and I could explain what I truly meant by writing those words down. You should know that I'm not a musician just yet, so I'm using AI to make the music and, make my lyrics a full song. I'm just making sure to fit the melodies and the music that I wish and I think would be the best for this specific song. And yeah, as an artist, I also do some other forms. You can see just in the back, I have some abstract paintings and some subconscious painting series. I also have drawings, and in the future, I will share with you some art or painting lessons. So you just should know that this is not my formal form of art. And yeah, basically what I'm doing through those songs, I share information. I really do believe that we need to enjoy every time we study or learning something new. It's need to be enjoyable and fun time, especially the process. So I'm sharing with you spiritual content and some higher consciousness messages through those songs, and some of them will help you understand what is happening in this current state or current era in our new Earth. So yeah, I think I said enough. Yeah, let's start.
Every now and then comes a rainstorm, filling my heart with past aching, trying to lose every bad thought swarm, but the memories keeping crawling. Tears of history created the ocean. Lessons of the heart gave us emotion.
Okay, so every now and then comes a rainstorm, filling my heart with a past aching, trying to lose every bad thought swarm, but the memories keeping crawling. So this specific song I wrote in when I accomplished one of my self-healing stages. Now, I will talk about my own experience, but I do feel like this is a collective matter. Yeah. So, firstly, when you get into a self-healing journey, it's not linear. Like, it will have ups and downs. And this is exactly what I wrote, that you will have, or at least I had, now and then I had a burst of memories from the past. Some were from my childhood, some were from my few years ago, of memories that are full of low density emotions in things that I needed to release. And so when they are coming, they are filling your heart with aching. Sometimes you don't understand what is happening, like why I'm feeling so dead from the inside right now, because nothing happened. Like when you're looking um, at your life right now, you don't see that there's any kind of a reason to feel like as you feel right now. But this is what happens in this healing journey. You are working on yourself, you are working on your shadows, but you don't know when they will go up to surface and you need to deal with them. Sometimes, when you do some guided meditations to heal some parts of you, you will force those emotions to come up on the surface so you could deal with them. But sometimes there are memories that are back in our minds trying to go in the right time. And well, we sometimes don't know when it's the right timing. So we cannot predict these parts of memories and emotion experiences coming up. But when they are coming, they come with emotion, they come with pain. And so I'm writing, trying to lose every bad thought because because it's been said that we need to stay in the light or to be aware of the light when we are doing our shadow works. But I think in reality, it's quite different, or it's not like it seems, because when you are in darkness, you need to accept those shadows before you release them. So if you will always try to thrive or to go to the light, then you won't do this shadow work. You will always be up and your shadows will keep being in your body, because your body is a vessel that records everything, your emotions, your energies, your experiences, everything. So when you not dealing with those with this darkness or dark times, then they will remain in your body and they can manifest as a disease. They can manifest as pain, chronic pain. And we don't want that. So I think, as an advice to you, is not trying to go towards the light all the time, but to be conscious to whatever is happening right now. If you get a memory, a bad memory from your childhood, let's say, then be with this moment so you could release it. Because if you will try to avoid it and say, well, I'm happy right now, that's okay, I'm happy, it's happened, but I'm here right now, then you won't let this energy shift or be released, because energy can shift into a different density and it can be released and move on. It cannot disappear or anything like that. So it won't disappear in your body. You will need to shift it or to raise its frequency. But before doing any kind of those things, you need to be aware. You need to be with this memory or those energies, so you could rise up from the ashes. Well, not in every time, but yeah. So, Tears of History created the ocean, and this is a metaphor of our collective matter, about our collective pain that we have. Because as you have your individual lessons, some of them are collective. So, when I say tears of history, I say the tears of humanity have been processing in history, created the ocean, because the oceans also symbolize in the spiritual realm, and in symbolism itself, it's emotions. Ocean is emotions. Yeah, so lessons from off the heart gave us emotion. The lessons that we gain with our heart chakra when we are learning to be in this space, because our heart is not just how you say that, give me a second, it's not an organ, it's not just an organ, but it's a space, and it's also a center of your heart chakra. So when we are learning to be in this space, then we are learning emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. So, yeah, I think there's nothing else to say, and we're gonna keep up.
The reflection got too blurry. No signs for whom standing in front of me. It's just somebody. Be kind, meant to let others smile, while the soul had to take in another lie. When it's enough to make a change, am I enough to go upstage?
The reflection got too blurry, no signs of whom standing in front of me. It's just somebody. So when you start to do your healing um, journey, you becoming aware of all your masks, all the masks, yes, that you put on when you are in specific environments or in specific people, and then you realize, well, this is not me. This is not my opinions. This is not my reactions. This is not how I see the world. This is not how I want to live my life. I'm just a character that smiles to everybody, so there won't be I don't know, arguments, or I wouldn't need to deal with other excuse me, souls who thinks different like me. But it's not like I am the one who's thinking like that. No, it's just a character that I created. While the soul is taking another life, so the soul takes lies and more masks. So this is what actually dims your light. This is what dim your connection with your higher self, with your soul. So when I say the reflection got too blurry, is that when I'm looking at the mirror, I don't see myself. I see person, but this is somebody, is not me. This is not how I see myself. This is not how I react to things, because inside of me, I have a different reaction. And we are avoiding our true selves because of some educational structures that we have learned that we need to be 1, 2, 3, 4 to be a good person, or to earn goodness, or to be avoid from bad things. So yeah, so I'm asking, when is enough to make the change? When is it enough to consume all those lies and to be such a different character for my true self that I'm gonna make this change? When it will pull up or pull off? When I'm gonna have this courage to do this change? Do I need to go through this much of lies? Do I need to put more mask? When it's the right timing to do the change? And when you learn that you want to do it, then I ask, am I enough to go upstage? The answer is yes. Just so you know, we are incredible and you are a beautiful soul. When you become in your true self and you are authentic and you know what you want from life and how to be in your life, then magic becomes part of your creation, part of who you truly are. So when you decide to become true with yourself, when you decide to go and be who you are, then it's more than enough to go upstage and to say, this is me. And it's one of the biggest parts in this healing process. When you do that, things will change. Your energy will shift. What you will attract will shift. The people who knew your character might not like what you truly are, what you put in on the table right now, your cards. So know that it might happen, but remember that you want to attract yourself what you want, and the people that aligning with your true self. and not keeping the people who want to pull you back and be the old self, the old you.
I'm stopping to fight my gut. I know better. I surrender. I surrender. I'm breathing in my chest. I feel greater. I surrender. I surrender. So I surrender now. I surrender now. I don't know.
Okay, so yes, I'm stopping to fight my gut. I know better. I surrender. I surrender. I'm breathing in my chant. I feel greater. I surrender. I surrender. Now, when you listen to yourself, you listen to your gut, you listen to your intuition, then you know. And we usually learning to fight our gut because we've been taught that intuition or gut feeling is something that you cannot rely on. That this is something that it's just a feeling and it's just a sensation. So if you didn't have your grandmothers telling you to take care of your gut feeling, then you will be in this educational structure that says, well, you need to have evidence and you need to see what's going on and to be practical so everything will align and everything will work. That intuition is not something that you can have a solid fact, which is rubbish, yes, but this is when you understand, when you're stopping to fight this inner feeling, because it's one of your psychic abilities. It's one of your superpowers. Your soul knows more than anything what is right for you. And when you have this inner sensation that there's something not comfortable or something is not quite right, you listen to this sensation in yourself. And then you start to know things. You start to kind of see things without your eyes or your third eyes. It's like life becomes more clarified. So I surrender, I surrender. I mean, and when I say I surrender, it's not I'm giving my power to someone. No, it's actually I'm taking back my power. I surrender to my higher self, to this higher force, and I trust that everything is according to divine plan, that everything is according to my chart, and everything's okay, and I trust. So I'm breathing in my chant, I feel greater. There are some chants that you can use. This is practical exercise to have some, to raise your frequency. You can use some chants. Now, the main idea of chanting is to use wave sounds. It's not about the text. It's not about what is written in it. It's more effective if you use chants with a language that you don't know, because it's not affirmations. It's like I said, it's sound waves that you need to find yourself which chant or which sound is good for you. Again, it's not something you can explain, you need to experience it. It's something that you sense within yourself. Like you start to breathe from within. Something is opening up when you are chanting. So you can check it out. Um, I specifically like, excuse me, traditional chants of the Indian tradition. So you can go and check that. I also like some Chinese chants because those sounds are somehow helping me to shift my frequency. And what's happening, you feel like you will feel that. You just need to experience that yourself. There, you will feel some shifting or movements that are not physical but energetic. Now, so I surrender me, I surrender me, I surrender. This is not a chant but a mantra. So the difference between chant and mantras is that mantras are putting your intention in a specific dot. When I say I surrender and I told you what the intention is, that I surrender to my higher self, to the divine, and to the bigger plan that is made for me, then when I use this mantra, I point my intention. And when you point your intention to something that you want to manifest, then it's become very powerful. This is how you use mantras. They help you to put your intention to into what it is that you want to manifest.
I don't know who preaches who. I don't know who teaches who. One thing is for sure. When you bet alive in dark fright, it's when the light looks most bright. So I let go and fall. I'm stopping to fight my God.
I don't know who preaches who, I don't know who teaches who. One thing is for sure. When you're buried alive in dark fright, it's when the light looks most bright. So I let go and fall. So when I wrote this verse, I actually had a vision. Now, in anything that I create, I have kind of a film in my head. I see visions, I see images, and then I translate them into paintings, into drawings, or into lyrics, some stories, and so on. So in this specific piece, I've seen myself falling backwards into the ocean. And it's a personal experience because I have fear from the ocean and from waves because of some experiences that I had in my childhood. Um, so it's a really big one. If I have this moment of letting go and fall into this ocean of fear in me, then this is when you do this shift. So when you go and overcome your fear and you do what is the most terrifying thing, even though it's even though it's mental, it does do a shift. So I don't know who preaches who, I don't know who teaches who. One thing is for sure, when you get in that moment, in this mental moment that you are overcoming this fear, there's no one teaches you anything. There's no one preaches you. This is only you and pure experience. and you realize that, again, it's a self-experience that you get along this moment. You realize that you've been buried in this darkness, but there is light. There's always light. If you search for it, it will always come, and it's so bright. It's like you looking at the skies at night. You see the stars, but if you look at them in the morning, you won't see them quite bright as they are in the dark. So, so yeah, this is when the light looks most bright, and so I let go and fall. But when you do this falling, you do the same time you do it trusting step. You trust. You fall and you just trust the moment and whatever is happening, and you make it alive. And this is the big surprise. Ooh, I just made it alive. I just got through this fear. I can do better than what I've done before. And that is these parts of your healing moments that are like, I do am changing, and I do can be better than I was. Okay, so falling to live my deepest wishes, yeah, awakening to my biggest blesses, I am whole. So when you release and let go, and you've seen that you are overcoming those fears, then you are open to your dream life. Then you are open to be your true self and to manifest your dream life. So falling to leave, I'm falling back, I'm like, falling, releasing to live my deepest wishes, to start to live my life, the life that I truly wanted to live, who I am and what my deepest wishes. Awakening to my biggest blessings. When you going through those healing processes, then you realize on the way, along your trail, that there are so much blessings in you that you haven't seen because of those fears, or because of those dark lessons, this darkness that you had in the past. Now you suddenly have more light. You like you can see what you're truly capable of. And as you become your true self, then your blessings have become more clearer, because before that you've been a different character, so you needed different tools and different talents. But suddenly when you're starting to be yourself, then, this is actually my blessings. You realize who you truly are. This is part of this journey.
Bring back my true voice to life, letting peace escort me in every step, ending my unvarying egoistic strife, and letting freedom consume me.
I'm bringing back my true voice to life, letting peace escort me in every step, ending my unwavering, ending my unwavering, what it says here, egoistic strife, and letting freedom consume me. Unwavering. Well, so in this verse, I'm talking, like we said before, that um, that our true voice is coming back to us. It's like if you've been a character for long term and it wasn't your true self at all, then you in your healing process you will open your throat chakra and start to tell the truth and who you truly are. You will express your true self. So letting peace escort me in every step, it's actually it's happening in the middle of your process, because when you start your journey you will need to deal with some darkness. So there's not much of peace, but when you start to become yourself, your true self, then peace will escort you every step, ending my whatever that word is being said, egoistic strife. It's when you put your fears, because your ego is the one that puts your defensive walls. So when you put fears um, away from you, or you vanish them, because you understanding that the ego is not what needs to control you, but you yourself need to, well, not control, but to be you. The ego is a mechanism that we are learning to rely on. And this is exactly what we don't want. We want to rely on our true selves, on our higher self. The egoistic part of us is the one that separates us from oneness. And it has its own, its own role in life to teach us that, firstly, to teach us how to be as individuals, how to live our lives, how to care for ourselves, but from the perspective of fears, that everything is, that we need to worry all the time, that there's fears everywhere, and the ego is the part that will protect us. Now, when we learn that this is not true, or we can shift that, we can see or experience life through a higher consciousness, then we can put this ego mind to rest and tell it that everything's okay, we are in a safe zone and there's no danger, and we can live our lives with peace and happiness and joy. Of course, we will have struggles, we will have some challenges. I'm not saying that we don't, but the ego is not the one that needs to be in charge. Where we are. And then, yes, we are letting freedom consume us. Why? Because when you start to be your true self, you're becoming also free. When you have responsibility of yourself and your life, then there's no one else in charge. And when you put this role on yourself, then it's when you become the freedom of yourself. You can do whatever you want, whatever you please. No one will tell you otherwise but yourself. So to be free, it's to be responsible for your own life. Take charge on your life.
I was so afraid to hurt, so I kept my beliefs and locked lips. I silent my true flames so I could see more happy frames. Darkness was a warming emptiness where no one could reach. It was my mindfulness. But now I know who is me.
Awesome. Okay, so I was so afraid to hurt, so I kept my beliefs in locked lips. And all this verse is about my own personal experience. I silent my true flames so I could see more happy frames. Darkness was a warming emptiness where no one could reach, and it was my mindfulness. And it's literally like I wrote it down. I don't like arguments. I don't like to have fights. I don't like that. I like peace and love and harmonious energies. So to avoid that, I just stopped being me and I locked my lips. I didn't speak about my true uh, opinions, and so I also silent my true flames. And as fire sign, I really dimmed my flames and became someone absolutely different than who I am. And that is just so I could have some happy frames, so I could see the people around me happy. So I was a people pleaser. It took me years to understand that this is what I'm doing. Because a lot of things that we are doing as our characters that are not us, we doing almost subconsciously because it becomes part of our daily life. We are putting some mask and go to work, and then we put another mask and go to another event, and we put another mask and going to be with people, with friends, with family, different masks, and yeah. So I've done that so I could have some happy frames because I didn't felt like I'm gonna that I can be me with the environment that I've been with. Darkness was a warming emptiness where no one could reach, and that is where it's literally like I've been in the dark physically and mentally. And so that was the only moments that I could be with my true self. So that is when no one could reach my true self but me. I could be who I am, but alone in darkness. And so that was my mindfulness. And this is a very unhealthy place to be at. Because this darkness eventually will start to eat you alive, and because it's an illusion. I said darkness was a warming emptiness because this is where I felt safe to be myself. But how can you be yourself in darkness and live there when the true life is outside of this place? So yeah, I think we finished here. Yeah, yep. And we're gonna put some summary for this. So as you've been going through all this video, um, basically what I'm saying through this song is that when you start your healing journey, be aware that it's not going to be easy, it's not going to be comfortable, and most importantly, it's not going to be linear. It's going to pop a little bit here, a little bit there, and someday you will think that you healed completely, and poof, you have another memory of something that you need to work on. And when you get to live more in the energetic life, like you go out from the matrix or the material life, and you go to this energetically waves um, kind of living life, I don't know how to explain that in words. But when you get more fluid, okay, when you get more fluid in your life, and more sensitive, you will see that life is not linear. Like, we've been taught that this is how life should go on. That is not true. And I'm gonna explain that in a different video, in a different specific song that talks about linear time. And yeah, when you start to heal yourself, you will be gone through a lot. And it might be not just from your this current life, you might overcome some past life karma that you need to work on, some darkness that you don't know where it's coming from. But it is important to go through those shadow works, and so you could gain your true self. With that being said, thank you for watching. Hopefully you got something from that. And yeah, till the next one, have a wonderful day and cheers.